Imagine a secret liquid that costs less than a single dollar but can make any old car interior look brand new again. Most people look at a cracked plastic dashboard and think it belongs in a junkyard because it looks decades older than the car itself. You might have stained cloth seats that are covered in dark rings from every coffee spill since the day the vehicle left the dealership. Perhaps your leather panels are faded by the sun and starting to peel away at the seams in a way that feels permanent. One simple wipe with this special formula can erase years of neglect and get rid of deep grime that you probably thought was impossible to clean. Professional car detailers will easily charge you anywhere from $200 to $500 for this exact kind of transformation. However, the truth is that a basic formula sitting right under your kitchen sink can do the same job for almost nothing. Big companies stopped sharing this information, not because it was dangerous or bad for your car, but because it works too well. They realized that if everyone knew this secret, nobody would ever need to book a $300 cleaning appointment again. A cleaning solution that costs only pennies and requires no special tools is a nightmare for a business that needs repeat customers. Anything that cannot keep people coming back for more cannot build a billion-dollar empire, so they buried the truth. This is the real story of the $1 interior restoration formula that the detailing industry tried to hide from you. Welcome to John Knowledge, where we pull back the curtain on the secrets that entire industries have tried to seal away forever. If you want to stop overpaying and start learning the truth, make sure you are part of our community here. Our story actually begins a long time ago in the year 1861 with a chemist named Ernest Solvay. He was working in a small brick factory near Brussels when he perfected a way to mass produce something called sodium bicarbonate. He figured out how to make it using simple salt, limestone, and ammonia for a very low cost. This was a massive chemical breakthrough that was destined to change how people cleaned their homes forever. Before this discovery, this fine white powder was a luxury that only wealthy families or big laboratories could afford to buy. After his breakthrough, it suddenly became the cheapest and most effective cleaning compound on the entire planet. By the turn of the century, almost every home in America had a box of baking soda sitting in their kitchen cabinet for daily use. Families used it for everything from scrubbing wooden floors to polishing their expensive silver cutlery and freshening up their furniture. When the very first cars started rolling off the assembly lines in the early 1900s, owners didn't go to detailing shops. Those shops didn't even exist back then, so people had to be resourceful with what they had in their homes. They simply mixed a bit of baking soda with warm water in a metal bucket and wiped down every surface of their new car by hand. The cloth seats would come clean in just a few minutes, and the metal dashboards would shine like they were brand new. Farmers would keep their truck cabins spotless by using simple rags soaked in vinegar that they kept tucked behind the seats. No one felt the need to hire a professional because the most powerful cleaning formula was already sitting right there in their pantry. Even top universities at the time published manuals listing baking soda and white vinegar as the best tools for car care. That simple knowledge served car owners perfectly for over 40 years without needing any fancy upgrades or expensive chemicals. Then something changed in the world of car maintenance that would cost owners billions of dollars over the next few decades. In the year 1952, the very first dedicated car wash franchise opened its doors in a busy parking lot in Los Angeles. Within just 10 years, this new concept spread like wildfire to every major city across the entire country. By the middle of the 60s, the interior detailing trade had separated itself from basic washing and declared itself a specialized profession. Suddenly, new chemical brands started appearing on store shelves with bright labels and very bold scientific claims. They sold specialized interior cleaners and leather conditioners and vinyl protectants and fabric shampoos in separate bottles. Each bottle promised something that your grandmother already knew how to do with simple pantry staples and a cotton rag. The ingredient list printed on the back of those bottles in tiny font told a very different story than the marketing on the front. The primary active compound in most commercial interior cleaners is actually a surfactant, which is a basic chemical workhorse. A surfactant is just a molecule that breaks the bond between dirt particles and whatever surface they are clinging to. This allows simple water to rinse the dirt away without needing any harsh scrubbing or expensive equipment. Common dish soap contains these surfactants, and baking soda dissolved in warm water creates a mild alkaline version of it. White vinegar is a natural solvent that dissolves grease and mineral deposits and organic residue the moment it touches them. The fundamental chemistry of cleaning has not changed at all since that chemist stood in his factory over a century ago. What actually changed was the packaging and the way these companies convinced you that you needed their products. A bottle of professional interior cleaner now costs between $12 and $25 at any local auto parts store. Most car owners end up buying 3 or 4 different bottles because the industry convinced them that every surface is different. They want you to believe that plastic and leather and fabric all require their own unique and expensive formulas to stay clean. The active cleaning agent inside that expensive bottle actually costs less than 3 cents to produce per ounce. If you stay with me, you will see that the numbers get much worse when you look at the actual science behind it. A scientific study from 1998 confirmed that simple baking soda solutions are incredibly effective at removing dirt. That is just a fancy way of saying that baking soda and water will clean your plastic dashboard perfectly every time. Another analysis from 21 tested common household cleaners against the most expensive automotive products on the market. They tested everything from vinyl trim and leather upholstery to polyester fabric and nylon carpets and plastic panels. The household solutions matched or even beat the commercial products in almost every single category they tested. The only areas where the expensive products won were in the scent and the thin layer of shiny silicone they left behind. They are charging you hundreds of dollars for a nice smell and a layer of silicone spray that costs 40 cents to make. That is what the detailing shop wants you to pay $300 for every time you bring your car in. Before we go any deeper into these secrets, I've put together something very special for you to use at home. Everything I am revealing in this video and much more is waiting for you inside our exclusive knowledge vault. I have included a complete car interior restoration guide with the exact $1 formula and the perfect mixing ratios. There is also a rust elimination manual that shows you how to dissolve corrosion on any vehicle for under $2. You will find the engine bay degreasing protocol that dealership technicians use, but charge you $400 to perform. I even included the headlight restoration method using toothpaste and aluminum foil that takes only 9 minutes to finish. There is an emergency roadside repair document with 37 quick fixes using items already in your glove box. You will get the upholstery stain annihilation chart covering coffee and ink and grease and even pet damage. The paint scratch removal guide will show you how to eliminate trips to the body shop forever and save you thousands. There are over 10 detailed guides in one vault with no fluff and only straight to the point information you can use today. The link is waiting for you in the description below, so make sure to check it out after this video. But stay right here because the science behind your car's interior is about to get even more interesting. A research paper from 2015 studied what actually causes a dashboard to break down and look old over time. The answer was not actually the age of the car, but the buildup of chemicals rising to the surface of the plastic. In plain language, the chemicals inside your dashboard plastic slowly rise to the top over many years of use. This forms a thin and oily film that you can sometimes feel when you run your finger across a sun-baked panel. Sunlight streaming through the windshield then hardens and cracks that exposed layer until it looks gray and brittle. This gives your interior that aged and neglected appearance that professional detailers love to charge you a fortune to fix. Every commercial dashboard restorer on the market works by adding a fresh coat of synthetic chemicals on top of the damage. This is only a temporary cosmetic layer that wears off within a few weeks and leaves the plastic looking worse than before. But a simple mixture of white vinegar and olive oil can accomplish the exact same restoration at a molecular level. The acid in the vinegar strips away the oxidized crust that makes the surface look dull and old. It dissolves the hardened residue without scratching the delicate polymer underneath the surface of the plastic. The oil then penetrates deep into the material and replaces the lost moisture from within the dashboard. This restores the flexibility and that original factory shine from the inside out instead of just covering it up. This is not just some old trick passed around a campfire, but actual science from top research laboratories. A team of scientists confirmed in 2018 that plant-based oils restore flexibility to sun-damaged plastics perfectly. Your grandmother was actually performing advanced materials science when she rubbed olive oil on her leather chairs. The automotive care product industry makes over $12 billion every single year from people who don't know these secrets. Interior detailing services alone account for about $4 billion of that total in the United States. This is a massive market that barely even existed before the 1970s when marketing took over. The average American car owner spends between $600 and $1,200 every year on how their car looks. Most of them have no idea they are overpaying by a massive amount for things they could do themselves. That includes several professional detailing appointments and a dozen individual bottles of specialized cleaning products. The combined ingredients needed to get the same or better results from your kitchen cost less than $4 for a whole year. $4 compared to $1,200 is a massive gap that is not an accident at all. That gap is a carefully designed business model meant to keep you spending money on things you don't need. If you have made it this far, you already know more about car interior chemistry than almost everyone else on the road. And yet, most people are still paying someone else to spray scented silicone on their dashboard for a high price. Now that you know the basic steps, it is time to look at the even bigger picture of car care. The automotive care product industry generates over $12 billion globally every single year. That number has been climbing steadily for the last 2 decades as marketing gets more aggressive. Interior detailing services alone account for roughly $4 billion of that figure in the United States. This is a massive market that barely existed before the 1970s, when cars were simpler. The average American car owner spends between $600 and $1,200 per year on appearance. Most of them have no idea they are overpaying by a factor of 300 for basic cleaning. That includes several professional detailing appointments per year, plus many individual bottles of spray. You might buy 8 to 12 different bottles of specialized cleaning products from the auto parts store. These products come with an inflated retail markup that makes the companies very wealthy. The combined ingredients needed to achieve identical or superior results from your own kitchen cost almost nothing. You can maintain your entire vehicle interior for less than $4 for an entire year. $4 versus $1,200 is a gap that is not an accident of the market. That gap is a deliberate business model designed to extract as much money as possible from you. If you have made it this far, you already know more about car interior chemistry than most people, and yet you are still likely paying someone to spray scented silicone on your dashboard for a high fee. Subscribe to John Knowledge and share this with every car owner you know who deserves to save money. Everything the industry hid from you is inside our special knowledge vault for you to access. Now stay with me, because this next part is the one they really do not want you to hear at all. The professional auto detailing industry in the United States is valued at over $15 billion today. That figure comes from a very recent market research report that analyzed the entire trade. $15 billion is built on a service that fundamentally relies on your lack of information. The entire revenue model of the detailing trade collapses the moment customers realize the truth of chemistry. You cannot patent baking soda or trademark white vinegar to keep people from using them at home. You cannot create a subscription service for olive oil and a simple microfiber cloth for your car. What cannot be patented or trademarked or locked behind a paywall cannot generate scalable revenue. The detailing industry understood this threat decades ago and began engineering a clever psychological solution. They decided to change how you perceive the act of cleaning your own vehicle. In 1989, they published an internal paper on how to manage what consumers believe. This document fundamentally reshaped how car care was marketed to the general public for years. The document recommended steering public messaging away from simple household DIY solutions. They wanted to use professional certification language designed to intimidate ordinary car owners like you. They wanted you to believe that you could easily damage your vehicle if you did not use their products. Words like professional grade and dealer approved started appearing on every bottle at the counter. Labels began claiming that products were scientifically formulated and laboratory tested for maximum safety. Detailing shops began displaying framed certificates on their walls to look like medical professionals. They started wearing branded uniforms to project an image of precision around what is just cleaning. The goal was devastatingly simple and meant to make the customer believe the chemistry was too complex. They wanted you to think it was too risky to replicate these simple results in your own driveway. A marketing audit found that car care brands spend over $400 million per year on ads. That is $400 million to convince you that a $12 spray bottle is special. They want you to think it contains something your kitchen does not have in its pantry. Meanwhile, the safety data sheets for those same products reveal the primary ingredients are very basic. They are mostly just water and isopropyl alcohol, and simple soap compounds and some fragrance. Every single one of those ingredients is available at any pharmacy or dollar store for a low price. The markup from raw chemical cost to retail shelf price averages 800 to 1,200%. Let that number sink in for a moment while you look at the bottles in your garage. The bottle costs them 60 cents to fill, and you pay $14 at the register for it. Then you pay another $300 for someone to spray it on your seats for you. Here is where the story gets darker for the health of your car's interior surfaces. Many detailing shops apply silicone-based protectants to dashboards and vinyl trim for a shine. These products create an instant glossy look that makes the interior look showroom fresh for a day. But silicone actually attracts dust at twice the rate of an untreated surface in your vehicle. A study confirmed that silicone coatings increase dirt buildup by 65% within 30 days. Your freshly detailed dashboard gets dirtier faster precisely because it was professionally detailed. The shine wears off in 3 to 4 weeks, and then you book another expensive appointment. That is not a flaw in the product, but the product working exactly as the manufacturer intended. The detailing industry figured out something that every subscription company already knows today. The fastest path to recurring revenue is a product that solves a problem only for a short time. It quietly recreates that same problem within weeks, so you feel the need to go back. Now here is what you should do instead to keep your car clean and your wallet full. Step 1 is to grab a clean spray bottle from any dollar store in your local area. Fill it with 1 cup of warm water from your kitchen tap and add 2 tablespoons of vinegar. Add 1 tablespoon of baking soda slowly because it will fizz inside the bottle at first. Let it settle for 30 seconds, and then close the nozzle tightly to keep it fresh. That is your all-purpose interior cleaner that costs only 11 cents to make at home. Step 2 is to take a dry microfiber towel and fold it into quarters for better cleaning. Spray the solution onto the cloth and never directly onto the dashboard surface itself. Overspray can seep into electronic controls and speaker grills and cause a lot of trouble. Wipe in straight lines from one end of the panel to the other, following the grain of the plastic. You will see the grime lift off onto the towel in real time as you move across the surface. Flip the towel to a clean side after every section to avoid moving the dirt around. The acid in the vinegar dissolves surface grime on contact without any harsh chemicals. The baking soda acts as a gentle abrasive that lifts dirt from the tiny pores of the material. It does all of this without scratching the surface or leaving a greasy film behind. Step 3 is for leather seats, which need a bit of oil to stay soft and flexible. Mix 1 teaspoon of olive oil with 2 teaspoons of white vinegar in a small bowl. Dip a soft cotton rag into the mixture and wring it until it is barely damp to the touch. Rub in gentle circular motions across the entire leather surface of your car seats. Work on one seat panel at a time so the mixture does not dry before you can buff it out. The vinegar dissolves surface oils and body grease and accumulated grime from your hands. The olive oil simultaneously conditions the leather and restores its natural shine. There is no need for a separate $40 leather conditioner from the auto parts shelf. The olive oil is doing the same job that those expensive bottles charge you 15 times more for. Step 4 is for fabric and cloth seats, which can trap odors and dirt over time. Sprinkle dry baking soda generously across the entire upholstered surface of your vehicle. Let it sit for 15 minutes while it absorbs odors and loosens the stain particles. Vacuum the powder thoroughly with a standard household vacuum using the right attachment. Watch how much darker and fresher the fabric looks the moment the powder is gone. For stubborn stains that have been sitting for months, you can use the vinegar spray solution. Apply it directly to the spot and wait 5 minutes for the acid to break down the bonds. Then blot firmly with a clean and dry towel to lift the stain away forever. A mechanic in Oklahoma named Ray Collier posted a comparison video about this in 2021. The detailing community tried to suppress his video because it exposed their secrets to the world. He detailed one half of a pickup truck interior using $87 worth of products. He detailed the other half using nothing but vinegar and baking soda and olive oil from the store. The total cost for the second half was only $1.14 from the grocery aisle. He filmed the entire process under identical lighting, so there was no way to fake the results. He then asked 50 random people at a local car show which side looked better to them. 27 people chose the side cleaned with the $1 household formula. The other 23 people could not tell any difference between the two sides at all. Not a single person thought the $87 side looked better than the cheap side. This proves that you are paying for the brand and the bottle rather than the actual results. You have the power to keep your car looking factory new without breaking the bank at all. Now that you have the tools to clean your car like a pro, it is time to look at the long-term benefits. The automotive industry wants you to believe that your car is a fragile machine that needs constant expert care. They use fear to keep you from trying these simple methods that have worked for over 100 years. They tell you that household vinegar will eat through your plastic or that baking soda will scratch your seats. But the science we have discussed today proves that these natural ingredients are actually safer for your car. Commercial cleaners often contain harsh solvents that can dry out your dashboard and cause it to crack sooner. By using olive oil and vinegar, you are feeding the material exactly what it needs to stay flexible and strong. This means your car will not only look better today, but it will also hold its value much longer. When it comes time to sell your vehicle, a clean and well-maintained interior can add thousands to the price. Buyers can tell the difference between a car that has been covered in greasy silicone and one that is truly clean. A natural shine looks sophisticated and high-end, while a fake oily shine looks cheap and suspicious. You are now part of a small group of car owners who understand the chemistry of their own vehicles. This knowledge is power because it keeps your hard-earned money in your own pocket where it belongs. Think about what you could do with the $1,200 you save every single year on detailing. That is enough for a nice vacation or a significant upgrade to your home or even more car parts. The detailing industry relies on the fact that most people are too busy to look at the back of a bottle. They count on you just grabbing the first thing you see on the shelf because it has a cool picture on it. But you have shown that you are willing to look deeper and find the truth behind the marketing. This is exactly why I created John Knowledge, to help you navigate a world full of expensive traps. We are dedicated to finding the most effective and affordable ways to live a better life every day. There are so many other areas of your life where you're likely overpaying for simple solutions. From home repairs to health and beauty products, the same patterns of overpricing exist everywhere. The big companies want to keep these secrets locked away so they can continue to grow their empires. But once you see the pattern, you can never unsee it, and you start to question everything you buy. Is that $20 window cleaner really better than a bit of vinegar and water in a spray bottle? Is that expensive laundry detergent actually doing more than a simple soap and some baking soda? The answer is almost always no, and the savings add up to thousands of dollars over your lifetime. You are now equipped to handle any mess your car can throw at you without feeling stressed or broke. Whether it is a spilled latte or muddy footprints from a weekend hike, you have the formula ready. You don't have to wait for an appointment or drive across town to a specialized shop anymore. You can just walk into your kitchen and grab what you need to make your car look factory new in minutes. This kind of self-reliance is what makes being a car owner truly rewarding and fun. You are taking charge of your property and maintaining it with the respect and care it deserves. I want to thank you for spending this time with me today to learn these important lessons. Your support is what allows me to keep digging for the truth and sharing it with the world. If you found this information helpful, please take a moment to hit the like button on this video. It helps our community grow and ensures that more people can stop wasting their money on lies.